Hey guys, we have a bit of a problem. My game just crashed, and literally everything other than vanilla Minecraft stuff is gone. Like everything in my inventory. I don't have my jeans, I can't fly. Um, the enhanced portal is disappeared. You see the lighting's messed up because blocks were there. I don't have too many items installed. I am not on vanilla Minecraft. I'm not loading this world on vanilla Minecraft. I am on the mod pack. Um, but I don't know. Everything that's not modded is completely gone. See, these were actually trees. These were the stained leaf trees, but they're gone. I can't explain what happened. Thankfully, I do have a backup. Actually, after last episode. So I'm just going to have to restart my client, and hopefully that backup isn't too far away. You guys won't notice much of a difference from the backup. Unfortunately, I've been doing a lot of work preparing for the next episode that is probably going to be gone. So I'm going to do the best I can to get all that stuff back and get a video out to you guys. But this is definitely really annoying. I had a couple crashes before this happened. I crashed while I was crafting some Galacticraft stuff. Like whenever I would put it in the crafting station, I would crash a couple times. Man, this zombie's got a lot of health. Actually, the funny thing is I just noticed is I actually still have my 5 extra hearts there. They're not displayed correctly, but they're still there. I still can't fly though. So yeah, hopefully I can get an episode out pretty soon to you guys, but again, it's going to take significantly longer because of this, just because I was like just about ready to start recording, because like I said, I was crafting the Galacticraft stuff, and then I crashed again, and then finally the last crash, I logged in, I was standing here, I wasn't here before, I was off mining somewhere, but I logged in here, and everything modded is gone, like even all the ores are gone. So I can't explain it honestly, but I'll load that back up and hopefully we can get a video. Okay, so I didn't load it back up yet. All I did was restart my client, and it looks like the mods are back because I logged into my space station, but I still didn't have any health, and I didn't have any oxygen set up because all my stuff disappeared. So I did die, but let's see what exactly happened here. Okay, I died again. And still can't fly. This is the Galacticraft map. I still have this map. So my base is over there. Let's go run over there and see what's left. I'm still pretty sure that everything's going to be deleted just because I loaded the world up. I guess the mods, they like every single mod on my client crashed. Just Minecraft didn't crash. So when I loaded up the client again, no mods were loaded in. So I just loaded up vanilla 1.6.4. So of course when I loaded up the world, it didn't know what to do with all this, with all the blocks, and deleted them. So I've never seen that happen with a mod pack before, and I'm really shocked at this. Thankfully I had that good backup that I can get to. But yeah, I just kind of want to see the damage a little bit more before we do anything else. So this is another glitch with the enhanced portals, or I don't know if it's enhanced portals or if it's space stations or what, but those aren't really there. Those are the ones from the space station. Just like when we go to the space station and the iron golem's still standing there. It's just a sinking glitch. I can't really explain it. If I relog, it'll go away. But yeah, it still looks like everything is gone, meaning I don't actually have a way to get back to my space station here because it's my portal's gone. And yeah. Okay, so this is pretty much not anything else here, but thankfully the mods did load back up again, so I've got my NEI here, and all the mods are back. These are still here, and they're turning into cobblestone. Oh, that's because there was cobblestone here. Okay, so I guess I will load up that back up again, and hopefully not too much damage was done. Okay, so I just loaded my backup here, and I think this is pretty much right where we left off last episode. I I I make backups almost every episode, because this happens, and a lot of times I actually transfer between different computers. So when I do that, I save the world on multiple computers. So this is pretty much exactly where we left off, except I started gathering some materials for what we were going to do today, but a lot of the stuff, about half of it, is gone. Thankfully, I do have my 2 Tesseracts. I made a couple more Tesseracts, and it would be a huge pain if I had to make these again. So I'm glad we have these. What I did was, since I lost the backup, was I made a few more oxygen collectors and a couple oxygen sealers, or at least I gathered the resources for them, so that way once we started the episode, then I could just make them like I usually do, where I craft the stuff on camera, because I like to craft stuff on camera. But so basically, I started crashing once I started adding stuff to here. Let's see if I can go to my oxygen sealer. I think I got enough stuff here to make an oxygen sealer. No, I don't even have that. But I did not lose as much as I thought I did. I thought that it was all the way back to last episode, which is before I made these Tesseracts and before I got all these resources. So I actually only lost a couple hours of stuff here, so not too bad. But I'm running out of time to make an episode today, and I'm already a little bit behind on episodes anyway. So this is a big pain, because I was literally about to start recording when I crashed. Let's see if I start adding stuff to this crafting station and then removing it, because this is what I was doing when I crashed. I was just adding stuff and then removing it, because I was adding it to make sure I had enough resources to make it so that I could make it on camera. But it looks like, all this is fine, so I really cannot explain it. But either way, I will go collect those resources again and craft some basic materials here, so that way I can start the actual episode here, and hopefully we'll get something done today. Yeah, this kind of sucks. Anyway, I'll cut here, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, welcome back. So I think I'm at the point where I was, or around that anyway, since before I crashed. I'm not sure exactly how much I lost, but I've got enough stuff for this episode, I think. So again, I'm not really sure what caused that crash. I actually crashed a couple more times after I stopped recording, so I actually ended up just reinstalling my entire mod pack. I deleted everything, reinstalled it, just to hopefully make sure it doesn't happen again, because that would suck. I should make another backup right now since I started recording, but that's fine. I'll do it right after this episode. I'll make sure to make another backup just to be sure. Hopefully that fixes it. I don't know if it's a problem with my actual world or if it's a problem with the mod pack or whatever, but I've never seen that happen before, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Anyway, let's get to what we're going to do this episode. As you can see, I put kind of like a little roof on this just above the portal here, and I've sealed up down here a little bit. Also, if you notice, I've got all my little dynamos set up here. Well, not all of them, but I've got the lava fabricators set up, one on each one of these laser drill prechargers, and then I've started with one layer of dynamos here powering them. So it is incredibly slow right now because we need to get dynamos all the way up top here, and I've only got one layer here. But as you can see, it's already producing a couple of ores here. This has been a long time since I started this. I started this before I started building anything else, and this is all it's produced. So not totally fast, but it helps after this runs for a while. And once we get this thing completely filled up, this thing will produce ores a lot faster and will become more useful. But of course, we need ores. We need a lot of iron and a lot of ferrous to make all those dynamos. So I'll be adding to that as we go. But the main point is I did seal up this bottom here. I'm pretty sure I completely covered everything on the outside. It'll actually probably be easier to see on the outside. So let's go out there. I see now this. I fixed this before. before the crash, but I forgot to do it this time. So there might be a few more things that we're going to have to seal up here before we are ready. If you haven't figured it out already, we are making... I got some oxygen sealers here and a couple more oxygen collectors, and we're going to try and seal at least the center part of our space station so that we don't have to go through oxygen so much. Speaking of which, I'm actually running out. Let's go swap them out. But basically, I've just been holding onto one and then just swapping it out as I need to. It seems like a pretty easy system to do. A lot easier now that this is here and I don't have to go back to the overworld to do it. Okay, but back down here... Okay, see, again, I didn't know that this was actually done this much since the reset here. But either way, this isn't a final thing. This was literally just me placing blocks to cover it up completely, so that way I can seal it. Now, this might be a problem. Oops, I went too far. Do I have a parachute? Okay, yeah, I do. See, that's why I can't build any lower than that, because I'll just teleport back to the overworld. But, you know, I just realized looking at that, the laser drill needs to be able to see, or what's the word I'm looking for? It needs to have a direct line to the void or down to the bottom. So actually, I can't really seal that. Because it doesn't work with glass or anything like that. So I can't just put glass there and seal the glass. So I'm actually probably just going to have to seal the entire thing off. Like all of this. Because there's really no way I can do that. Well, okay, let's see if I put... No, I can't put it there because these are in the way. For now, let's just go ahead and seal off the entire system. So we'll just completely cover this like this, and then seal it that way until we can figure out a better way to do that. But for now, this is fine. So basically, I'm literally just going to start with just this center area here, see if we can seal this, and if we can, then we'll start branching off in different directions to see other stuff that we can seal. Because I don't think that we're going to have enough, even with these 4, to seal the entire area. Actually, I can go ahead and plug that up too. Oh, I'm missing some of these. There we go. So that should be sealed, and we should just be able to connect it through here. I looked up some information on these oxygen sealers, and apparently they do about 800 blocks each, which isn't a lot. I don't know exactly how big this is, but it seems like a lot more than 800 blocks, volume-wise. So that could be an issue, but thankfully it did say that they don't have to be right next. They don't have to be spread out. So if I want to fill up this, am I getting lag spikes? I don't know if that's showing up in the video, but I think I'm getting lag spikes here. My frames per second's staying up, but I'm freezing a little bit. See, there we go again. What is that? Okay, well, hopefully it's not showing up on the video. I'll try and stop moving around so much. Actually, that's getting annoying. I'm going to restart the client. Hopefully that fixes it. Okay, sorry about that choppiness. I couldn't see because the map was there, but I was only using 1 gigabyte of RAM, so I bumped that up to 10. That's because I reinstalled my client. And as you can see, I'm already up to almost 4 gigs of RAM, so I definitely need to add more, which is what the lag spikes were from. But anyway, we should be good now, so let's get back to work. Okay, where were we? Honestly, I can't remember what we were doing. Oh yeah, the sealers. They don't have to be spread out. So if I want to fill this room and this room over here, I don't have to put 1 sealer over here and 1 sealer over here. I can put 2 sealers over here, and then that'll like spread out the oxygen enough to reach this room too. And the more, I could just put a whole group of sealers right here, and then it would spread out through the entire space station. I don't have to spread them out through the space station, which is great because that means that I can put a bunch of sealers in this big ring here, and then this can be our oxygen spreader, and then it can spread in through these pipes here, and then put oxygen all throughout the space station, and we can just keep adding them as we go. So that means we're going to want a nice way of putting them together here. I really don't like these Galacticraft machines, how they're set up, because they don't like, they have to be specifically oriented, and it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, I can't put power in through the front, which is annoying because I want to, connect them in a way that they don't have to be right next to each other. Okay, but for this, I'm going to first seal off this area. Okay, let's just use these, actually, so that we don't have to worry about. Let me put some torches down. These Tinker's Construct torches made with stone instead of sticks, they actually work in space, which I think is kind of funny. So I don't have to make glowstone torches. Okay, so since this is sealed off, then we can seal off this over here. And let's see if we can just seal this little area to know we actually have something working here. Just as an experiment, because I've never used this stuff before. Okay, I should have enough of these blocks. And this is also a test to make sure that these factory blocks seal, because that would suck. Could you imagine if I built this entire space station and then they don't seal? I would be so mad. I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would change the block or what, but I would not be happy. Okay, so let's figure out how we can orient this stuff. Put an oxygen sealer. So this has an input and an output, and then no, actually they're both inputs, which is why they're both green. It needs power and oxygen, and then it pumps out the oxygen through here. And if we right click on it, we can enable it or disable it. So we don't have enough power, obviously, or oxygen. So let's go ahead and put this right here, just for a test. And it needs oxygen and power. I didn't bring any redstone energy conduits, so let's just put it right here, like that. And we'll rotate it. And then we can bring the oxygen over like this. Okay, so it's got oxygen, it's got energy, let's enable it. Checking pending, check started, and we're sealed. Is that giving enough oxygen? Ooh, it's going up and down, but I think that might be enough. If it's staying, it looks like it's staying over 8,000 here. Oh, now it's getting close. I didn't actually look to see. Oh, now it's getting low. Okay, we might need a couple just to be safe, because it does look like it's going down. Yeah, now it's going into the 6,000s a little bit. But if you notice, we can take this off, and we're perfectly fine, because we have oxygen in here. So that's pretty sweet. We still have low gravity, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, well now it's back up. So maybe it's kind of like, it depends on this. Once we get the whole system in here, well, okay, now here's another thing to consider. Does it take more oxygen for bigger spaces? I'm assuming it does. So I think that we're going to need several of these oxygen collectors to support one of these sealers. But at least it looks like this is covering this area pretty well. Okay, actually it says here we're using up 320 whatever units of oxygen per second, and this thing is producing 340. So yeah, we are making a little bit of an excess here, which is good. But once we add in more, I don't think it's going to do so well. What happens if I break this? Oh, well, that's what happens. Okay. Now, we should still be sealed in here, because this is sealed, and then this is sealed, and all this is sealed. So let's go check to see what this thing's status is. Area is too big / unsealed. So obviously this is going to be too big. Let's see if we seal off a couple of these here. Let's see if we have enough just to seal this middle room here. And that area, because that's where all the sealer is. Okay. I don't think I'm going to have enough blocks. But thankfully, this definitely does seal the factory blocks, because that would totally suck. I think we're sealed. We'll see. We should probably come back here and cover this, because I doubt this is going to seal it, the pipes here. So we'll have to seal this back here. I put a chest here, by the way, because when I was requesting items, they were kind of getting spat out, and they would fly so far that I actually fall down this hole, and then I'd have to go get them if they didn't fall down the void. So I put a chest here just temporarily, so they get pumped into the chest instead of just flung around. I don't know if I'm going to have enough blocks here. 1, 2. Okay, I think that's good. That is going to be a problem, because that gets pumped into that area down here, which we know is not sealed. And that's not blocked off. Okay. Man, this sealing stuff is not going to be easy. So, I don't know how I could seal this pipe unless all that's sealed too. Darn. Well, for right now, let's just close it off, and we'll figure that out later. Let's just see what this sealer can actually do. So I think that's this area all sealed off. We got this sealed off, that sealed off, that sealed off, that sealed off. We got the ceiling sealed off, that one sealed off. So let's just see. I gotta put some stairs here or something, because jumping through these little doors is not too easy. Come on. There we go. So let's disable it and then re-enable it. Okay, it's still too big. So what happens if we try and put a second one? There. And then connect that with the pipe. Enable. Still too big. Okay, well, let's try adding another one. I'm going to have to rotate it. Connect it. Enable seal. Still too big. And that's with all three of them running. I don't know what this meter means. Is that like how long it takes to check or something? Alright, well, let's add one more, because that's all I've made. If this doesn't work... Oh, wait, now it's sealing. Okay. Okay, look at that. Okay, we're sealed. But obviously, we're going to run out of oxygen pretty quick here. So let's see if I can add another one of these right here. Break that. Oh, but we don't have enough... Dang it. Well, okay, we can switch this here. There we go. If we put this here... Okay, now this is getting power. That's producing oxygen. They can share the leaves just fine. So I think that we're going to have a little bit of oxygen here. Alright, so now all this is sealed. I can take this off. So you see this is not going down. But I can take everything off, actually, if I wanted to. There we go. So now I'm just like normal Minecraft here. Except, you know, low gravity. And according to that... I still need the frequency module, even though there's oxygen, which actually doesn't make sense, because since there's air, I should be able to hear things now, because the air is there to move the sound waves. But, you know, whatever. I'm not a scientist or anything. There we go. Okay, so now I can hear things again, and I don't know if that actually took 4. If I shut this one off, are these going to say too big again? Yeah, they are. Okay, so I need 4. Come on, hurry up. Seal, quick. I'm dying. There we go. So I need 4 just to seal this area here. So you can kind of imagine how many I'm going to need in the long run here. But they're actually not totally hard to make, and once I get a system going where I can make a bunch of them, it shouldn't be hard at all. And it's actually good to know that I can run 4 of these off of just 2 of these just fine by the looks of it. Even though they're using more oxygen like if each one of these uses 320 and each one of these does 340, that doesn't really add up since there's 4 of them. But it works, so I'm not going to question it. So obviously this is a total mess here, and I'll clean this up later. So basically what I'm going to want to do is put a couple of these down and then a couple of these down, and it'll just like have like a wall of leaves right here and a path down the middle. And then I can pretty much line the entire ring here with these. You know, just put one after the other, 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 and just have these pipes going through, maybe some power going through somewhere too. I'll figure out exactly how I'm going to do it later, but it should not be too hard, and we should have enough space here to put several dozen of these oxygen sealer setups. So yeah, we should just be able to make our whole space station pretty habitable. So let's go ahead and put this back on. There's one more thing I want to do. The issue is now I have no way of getting out without just breaking it. So I could make an airlock. Actually, let's see if this works. If we break this and then put this pipe back. Okay, and then put these back. Can we still be sealed? This is gonna get annoying. This is where you spawn in when you teleport to the space station, and I really shouldn't have put this thing right here. I should have made like this block the floor, because this is annoying. Just this invisible thing here. I'll probably put like a cage around it or something just so I can see it, so I don't keep walking into it. So I assume we're not going to be sealed now. Yeah, we're definitely not. And I assume that's because it's trying to seal down here too, because that pipe comes down here. So I don't know if I'm going to have to either cut off this entire system here, you know, put like blocks all around this. I mean, we can use glass and stuff so we can still see it. But these pipes are going to have to be in the seal because there's no way of, like, the oxygen pipes and stuff, they have these sealable ones, these sealable oxygen pipe, so where you can pump in things in and out of sealed areas, but these pipes do not have any such thing. So they either have to be all in the seal or all out of the seal. And since I need to access that request pipe, they all have to be in the seal. Which means I'm going to have to seal down here, but I can't just seal down here because, again, these pipes can't be sealed, and I can't cut off down here because this needs a direct line outside. So we are kind of stuck a little bit with that. So I'm probably just gonna, you know, have to surround this in blocks, which shouldn't be that big of a deal once we get this system running nicely. So I'm just gonna have to end the episode here. Sorry, this episode was kind of a mess. That crash really messed me up today. So next episode we'll clean this up a little bit more, though. Hopefully get a little bit more sealed, and we'll get a way of getting in and out without having to worry about an airlock, because those are really expensive. So I will see you guys next time.